of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail for old England, and hope very shortly to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll rove across the salt sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to sailing to City for Lucy. The first land we made was a point called the Dead Man. Next Ramshead off the Mill, Stark, Portland and White. We sailed then by Beachy, by Fairley and Dungeness, and bore straight away for the south, for the sight, for them right. And we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar across the sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From City to City for Lucy. Let every good man drink up a full bumper. Let every good man drink up his full bowl. And let us be jolly and drown melancholy. Drink a health to drink a health to drink a health to drink a health to soul, and we'll set and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar across the salt sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly is 34 leagues. Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish lady.
Hello once again, my friends, my fellow modelers, and in this particular video, my fellow Jaws fans. Now, I had started a little while ago the block build of the ORCA. Technically, it's not called the ORCA from Jaws, probably because of copyright issues, but we pretty much know what the boat is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the ORCA. And I had finished the model, and I actually forgot about it. I had put it aside because we have different projects going on right now. But my friends, I would like to present to you the finished model, and I think it's called the Catherine or something like that. They don't call it the ORCA, and again, probably because of copyright, but come on, we all know what it's supposed to be. The ORCA from Jaws. So my friends, I present to you the finished model, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'll tell you about the build, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so when it came to the instructions, I showed you guys basically when we did the unboxing, and I showed you guys the manual, the instruction manual. We basically had the 3 little characters, and we have a total of, let me see, let me show you guys all the way to the end on how many steps there were for the build. There were quite a few. Lastly, we did the stand, and we did some of the shark. So that's right, the shark was actually the last part. The shark itself actually comes with a little stand, and for some reason I misplaced the shark, and I can't find the shark, but I will put a picture of him up for you guys to check out. And he's got his own little stand. So this is basically the finished boat from the instructions. And we have Brody, Quint, and Matt Hooper. And again, it's technically the Catherine. And you can see what else is available. So again, this is the Sluban model bricks. And yes, it's kind of a rip-off of Lego. It's basically the same thing, and it's called the Catherine, but we all know what this boat is supposed to be. Okay, so let me show you the finished model. So it actually has a little base, and the guys don't stand up very well. Okay, so it has a little base you put together, and it cradles the ship in. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. I'm gonna pick it up, and you just have it kind of cradle onto the base. And because the guys keep falling over, let me see if he'll stay up now. All right, and I'm not sure which one he is. That could be Quint, because he's got the light colored hat. But up at the helm, I'm not sure who that is. Maybe that's it's supposed to be Matt Hooper up at the helm. And then in the back we have Quint, but that looks like Chief Brody. So you can see some of the rigging that it came with. The top, we have the light at the top of the mast, and then we have the rigging coming down to the boom. And you guys remember from the movie, this boom helped raise and lower the shark cage, or anti-shark cage. And we have the hook in the back, and we got the fishing pole. Actually, the fishing pole doesn't have any rigging, excuse me. And you can see the different things on the rear deck. And we have looks like a telescope. Obviously, that's not what it is. I'm not sure what that is, but it's there. And we have the little control panel, the little decals, if you remember from the previous steps. And we have the light up front. I thought about lighting it, because I thought it would have been kind of fun, but this is really like, I don't know, a model brick thing. I'm not really into these kind of things. I just thought it would be fun for the ORCA. But my thoughts about putting this together, guys, it's pretty finicky. If you don't do it exact, a lot of the pieces look identical, and they're not. And you find that out the hard way. That even if they're a millimeter off, it just won't fit together. So what I thought it would be, what I felt it was easiest to do, was I put everything into separate piles for each separate part the instructions called for, and I would just separate all the parts, and that way there, just use them that way during the build. It took me a while to build it because I had to do it on the table. I didn't have a lot of room, and I was in the middle of doing other builds, but I had wanted to do this just because I don't have any kind of representation of the ORCA. And Jaws is one of my favorite films ever. This is actually technically the Catherine, I know, but we still know it's supposed to be the ORCA in Jaws. Let me see if I can turn her around and show you the aft end. And they don't want to stand up on deck. We'll just put him to the side for now. So you can see the aft end of the ship. This is where they would have had the lines tied, you remember, during the movie. And when the barrels, the line on the barrels tightened, when a shark came up, Hooper was trying to fish the lines out to get the barrels, and then the lines tightened up and they had to cut the lines. It actually started pulling the back of the ship, if you guys remember, and Hooper got trapped before he was freed by Chief Brody. But they had the little, in the movie, or on the ORCA, there's a little door in the back. And if you remember, the shark came up and hit the aft end of the ship, and it made it sink. And Quint was on the inside, and he started to slide down. He did manage to get a hand from Chief Brody, but Chief Brody lost his grip. And one of the most gruesome scenes in the movie is when Quint just kind of helplessly slides down the deck into the waiting shark's mouth, and he kind of gets munched. So that was the aft end of the ship. You can see the top, and that would be where the helm is, the wheel, and the instruments. That was where they were having problems with the bearings burning, and Quint was pushing the boat too hard, and they had all three of them at the top, and there was Brody and Hooper on either side, and Quint was driving, and he ended up pushing it and it burnt out the bearings and they had to stop. Let me see if I can bring her around now and we'll take a look at the starboard side. All in all, for the price, I mean, because of the price, I'm not really going to complain about it. But if you want to get the ORCA, I don't know if Lego makes an ORCA, but like I said, this was reasonably inexpensive, and maybe people that have the kind of patience that have more than me. I don't really have the patience to do this, but I had wanted to get it done, and we're going to finish off this little build series. You can see there are some areas it just doesn't go together. If I was to do it again, I'll just glue it, because I thought about that halfway through and I was like, well, I don't really have the room for it, so I was thinking of just putting it right back in the box and disassembling it. But I would definitely use glue on this to keep it a little more permanent. You can see where it's pulling apart in different areas, and it took forever to try to get everything situated. That's why I'm not even going to bother to try to take the top off, because everything will just fall apart. And we got the mast, we got Hooper at the helm, Matt Hooper at the helm, and you got those famous, supposed to be a pair of jaws on the front of the ship. And coming around, we have the life preserver, and we got the helm, we got the light out front. The only thing that was missing on this as well is that there was a run on the ORCA where Quint was able to go out on, and he was actually able to fire the spear gun connected to the barrels. But my friends, I had wanted to finish off this build. I wanted to, like I said, I had forgotten about it. And then I just wanted to get it done to finish off the little series for you guys, just so you could see what she looked like when she was finished. So, again, looking over at the bow, we get the 3 barrels, those famous barrels, and they have fish in them and little goodies coming along to the side and back over to the port side. In the back, you can see the what are supposed to be the rudders on the bottom of the boat. And we come around to the other side. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this little build series. I'm sorry I didn't show you step by step like I did usually, but the time restraints and all my other projects kept me from finishing it. Like I said, I misplaced the shark. I can't find a little guy, but I will put pictures of him to show you guys the finished shark. And my friends, thank you so much for watching, my fellow Jaws fans. And until my next Jaws project, I'll talk to you guys soon.